Okay, new rule, Snitch Nation.
Finally, new rule, no cash prizes for snitching. As I'm sure you've heard, Texas just passed America's harshest abortion law, which includes the idea that anyone even helping a woman get an abortion, like the Uber driver who takes her to the clinic, can be sued by random citizen snitches for up to $10,000. Yes, finally a way to tap into that vast reserve of Uber driver wealth. Jesus, when did West Texas become East Germany? Even if you hate sluts and love money, you have to admit bounty hunting people who help pregnant women is a little un-American. Also, you're working too hard, Texas. This is 2021. You don't have to pay people to snitch. America's Snitch Nation now. They'll happily do it for free. It's okay. It's okay. Who's with this group? Being a snitch, now it's not a bad thing. Oh, it used to be. Used to be one of the first things we taught children. Nobody likes a tattletale. But now, virtually any public accomplishment comes with the obligatory follow-up snitch story a few days later. Like what happened with that sad schmuck who was supposed to host Jeopardy! But fortunately, the honor of game shows was preserved when Squeal Team 6 went through his old podcast and found out he once used the term booth slut. Whatever the fuck that means.
Thank you, Soul Groover, for the 10 tier and gift subs. Dude, I feel like he's getting worse. Like, how the fuck? This is a easy layup, okay? Like, this is an issue where Bill Maher and I completely agree. It's fucking disgusting. It's awful. It's like religious zealotry to the fucking max, right? Like, I'm supposed to laugh my fucking ass off at this. I'm supposed to laugh so hard that I'm just forgetting that I'm laughing at Bill Maher. That's what a good comedian would do. Like how the fuck, even on an issue where like Bill Maher and I are in 100% agreement that this is dog shit. It's just like, I fucking can't. Like,
I'm sorry, Mike, but we, the perfect people who have never made a mistake, we just can't let society be sullied by horrible people like you. Bye-bye. Fans of cable news will recognize the rising journalist Alexi McCammond, who was appointed editor of Teen Vogue.
Like, how the fuck do we go from Texas abortion bans to cancel culture? Like, this is just every week he's just talking about cancel culture. Every fucking week, dude. Like, who the fuck is this for, man? Who? Every goddamn week.
But then had to resign before her first day when some of her high school tweets suddenly became too much to bear. Tweets like, now Googling how to not wake up with swollen Asian eyes. And, you're so gay. And her resignation was endorsed by the hierarchy of the magazine, including the senior social media manager, Christine Davitt. Good for you, Christine. You helped catch the Zodiac Killer. Oh no, you just ruined someone's career for no reason. Same diff. Funny end to the story. After Alexi McCammond resigned for her innocuous tweets, someone went through Christine Davitt's old high school tweets and, oops.
This is the one thing that is always true, though. The one thing that's always consistent is that people who fucking pull up old people's old tweets to be like, yo, this you or whatever, or to fucking be like, you are a bad person because you fucking tweeted stuff that it was wrong in like 2014. They always got shit. You all of you do, okay? And the only time someone doesn't have shit is because they hid it very well. They had like a separate fucking account. Always, we have an insanely high, completely unrealistic standard for people that we ourselves never meet. Okay, we just don't meet it. You know what I mean? It's just so stupid. And the same shit. The funniest part about it is that like everyone that fucking whines about cancel culture literally does the exact same shit like all the fucking time, okay? Nonstop. One, everyone that whines about cancel culture constantly fucking tries to cancel the cancelers, okay? Everyone that fucking whines about cancel culture constantly fucking does the this you type old tweets. And then when you fucking call them out, you're like, well, what are you doing? You're like pulling up old tweets. They're like, well, dude, fucking to show them that they're wrong, dude. You gotta fight fire with fire, dude. It's like, it's this never-ending cycle, okay? It's a never-ending cycle. Everybody does it. I'm sick and tired of people fucking whining and acting like only progressives are doing it. It's like, I've been canceled more times. Not fucking real, but I've been canceled more goddamn times than most people that you know, okay? It only works if you're working alongside like mega corporations and those mega corporations are also holding that insane brand standard, okay? And even then, if you have tenure like Bill Maher does, then you're never getting canceled. I'm guessing talking about cancel culture makes money and keeps the American audience entertained. Yes, that is true. Because a lot of people think that they themselves are going to get canceled. Like, everybody hates cancel culture. I get it. I fucking fear it too. Okay? I fear it all the time. But the reality is, like, it kind of doesn't matter. Like, it's just like, it's PR. You just take a PR hit. Okay? People just fucking disparage you endlessly and then add to the same fucking cycle, and that's it. They just endlessly fucking lie about you, disparage you, take you out of context, whatever, try to reduce you to a fucking moment that like they want to capture you as. Who cares? I'm very fortunate that I have a massive community like this that understands where I'm coming from, that don't give a fuck about this sort of shit. Most people don't. But you know, that's precisely why they probably shouldn't fear cancel culture either. I think you make a point when you say that canceling does not work, but cancel culture very much can hurt you mentally. Constant harassment. Oh, yeah. I mean, it does. It fucking does. Certainly. It's not good. Especially when where you literally said America deserved 9/11. You are actually uncancelable. Hey, guess what? This fucking fat-headed dipshit on the camera also said that. Literally after 9/11, he said those dudes who were in the planes were brave. You know what's not brave? Lobbing fucking Hellfire missiles from thousands of miles away. Those dudes were actually in the planes. And he said that right after 9/11. So, you know, there was a point in time when, like, what he said was actually fucking, like, he was making a point about American foreign policy, like radicalizing people. I don't know what the fuck happened to him since then, because he's like, you know, he's not one of those like Sam Harris type idiots. But yo, thanks Turkey for killing my great uncle in Albania for being a Christian. Woo. What? Dude, I'm sorry that happened to you, bro. The fuck? Yeah, he did. He got his show canceled. They canceled his fucking show. Anyway.
Seems she tweeted the N-word twice to a white friend in 2009. Bye-bye. You know, this is why
he's also a big fan of sex work. No, I know he's a big fan of sex work. I used to hook up with this girl that literally went to one of those like weird sex cult sex parties, and he was there.
I'm a little hopeful that this purity purge may end because it's starting to eat its own. ESPN reporter Rachel Nichols was a feminist success story, but when she complained in a private telephone call about ESPN's crappy long-time record on diversity and expressed her view that she felt like she was being sacrificed by the network so they could make up for that crappy long-time record on diversity, the call was leaked and she was toast. Now, in addition to the fact that a person shouldn't have to love getting fired, even if it does achieve more equity, this was a private call. Does private mean anything anymore? Apparently not. Even sadder, this love of snitching seems to be one of the few areas that is now truly bipartisan. Snitch Nation isn't about what side you're on. It's about this mindset where everyone is an amateur secret policeman and tattling is a virtue. The woke side of the internet thinks going through someone's old MySpace account makes them part of the resistance. It doesn't. It makes you a punk. And Republicans lately, besides sponsoring that new reality show, Texas Zygote Hunters, have been encouraging college students to whip out their phones to record and report professors who espouse leftist ideas. As always, these snowflakes fall just as hard on the right as they do on the left. Colleges pride themselves on being safe spaces, not for professors, at least not any who might want to stretch young minds to think differently and try on new ideas. Yeah, try that at your peril. Same with comedy clubs, where ever since the iPhone, comics have been complaining about snitches in the audience who'll rat them out for crossing the line, which is practically the job description of a comedian. Comics are joking constantly. Even some people who aren't comics do that. And if you're lucky enough in life to be around people like that, I'm sure you know, they can't all be gems. Sometimes you get the twisties, and the joke doesn't land just right. Exposing that doesn't make you noble. You're not David Kaczynski, the brother of the Unabomber who turned in his own brother lest any more mail bombs go off. That was noble. You know, because it was about bombs and not bombing. There's a real difference between the Unabomber and the editor of Teen Vogue. For one thing, the Unabomber made some good points. Or think of Edward Snowden enduring exile in Russia so he could expose unlawful government snooping. Noble. Colonel Alexander Vindman exposing the Ukraine fiasco. Noble. That's not you taking down the host of the Ice Capades. You're a loser with Wi-Fi and all the time in the world to listen to long-forgotten podcasts. You're not a journalist. You're just a creepy little rat. Go to Texas and catch a runaway embryo. Oh, what? You dug up a letter where JFK said Indian giver? Great, now we can tear down the Kennedy Center. You know what? I don't want to live in Snitchlandia, where you can't trust your neighbors and you're always looking over your shoulder. A land of Karens and Gladys Kravitzes, ruled by citizen informants, where Republicans sue you for your sex life and Democrats get you fired for a Halloween costume.
Okay, so I got to repeat this one more time, okay? So, cancel culture is not a real thing because all fucking these people that talk about cancel culture, the people that talk about cancel culture like this are never impacted from it, okay? Greatest example of this is Bill Maher. He says dumb shit all the time. He literally said the N-word, okay, on fucking HBO. And, you know, HBO just recently renegotiated his contract and gave him an extension till 2024. So he's not getting canceled. Joe Rogan's not getting canceled. Like, these people are not ever getting canceled. They traffic in cancel culture. Like, this is their content. Their content is constantly fucking crying about cancel culture. So The real cancel culture, on the other hand, is in fucking right to work states, you can get fired for anything, okay? So I think a lot of people have that fear over their own heads. So when fucking celebrities talk about this sort of shit, okay, which is like the only like marginal form of like accountability that celebrities may experience, okay? Most of the fucking working class looks at that and goes, most of the fucking working class looks at that and thinks to themselves like, oh, well, you know, they're just like us. No, they're not. Okay. They're not. They're not. You got snitch / attempted canceled on for your takes on certain days though? Yeah, no shit. Am I here still? I got 55,000 subscribers. I have 31,000 people watching me right now. What the fuck do you mean? You know how many times people have tried to fucking cancel me? Come on, dude. Wake the fuck up. Are you insane? I get canceled every week, dude. I get canceled every fucking week. Every week. And so do these people. Except politically incorrect was literally canceled. Yeah, I know. The only time like real cancellations occur is when a media company that also wants to like fit the needs of or fit the fucking like not human brand values that other people subject the company to through like fucking crying and shit. That's the only time when there's like a material impact on people. That's it. That kind of survival bias though, you don't remember people that actually got canceled? Dude, listen, you people wide clap have a higher likelihood of being quote unquote canceled by your fucking boss than Bill Maher does. This is silly bitch shit. They're literally just fucking sitting there being like, I'm just like you, bro. I'm just like you. See, we're at risk of cancellation. That's all they're fucking doing. But it's like, it's a great narrative. It's a great narrative to go by. It's a great narrative to go by because like a lot of people actually feel like it's real and it's real to them. Like a very real version of that exists for the working class. Okay. Beyond even regular accountability. Okay. Your boss can just cancel you for anything. But other than that, like, dude, it literally benefits me to say cancel culture is real and it's damaging, okay? I promise you. It's so much easier for me to be like, dude, I'm being canceled again. It's so real. It's so fucking sad. Look at me. Please, like, help me out. I'm being canceled. Like, that sort of shit, like, 1000% is beneficial for me to do. I'm telling you the truth. I feel like some of you guys actually want me to like lie to you, you know what I mean? Because that's what you've seen. Crying about cancel culture is like meta grifting through the denouncement of grifting. Yeah. So you don't believe cancel culture exists? I believe some version of that does exist when you can be deplatformed. Especially if you are working with large brands and you yourself are not a big money provider for them, then yes. But as far as like the average Joe, every single person that works in like regular fucking, like regular working class jobs, like you're not going to get canceled in the same way that these guys do or in the same way that I would. You're actually going to get fucking canceled. You're going to just lose your job because your boss decides like, yeah, fuck you. So that very real fear, and it's, I think, something different than like cancel culture, but that very real fear sits with you all day, every day. That powerlessness you feel sits with you. And I think that like these media darlings that hyper focus on like that constantly talk about like other media people in this like weird self-suck scenario, talk about cancel culture because like it's a really easy way to relate to the real fear that the average working class person feels. Okay? But you're not like, you're not a fucking asshole. Like no one's gonna fucking, you know, cancel you. It's so like insulated too. I don't know how people don't recognize it. Like Glenn Greenwald, Matt Taibbi, and all these other like fucking media people, they're constantly talking about like other media people or other like notable celebrities being canceled. Like, the fuck is it to you? And yet we always, you know, because of the real fears that we may have about you know, experiencing a similar thing, watch it and think like, oh dude, this is just like us. This is happening to all of us. It's bullshit. It's not happening to them. It's incredibly rare. And it's in many ways no different. In many ways, it is no different than the Trump supporters who are like HVAC specialists living in fucking Alabama, cheering on when Donald Trump says the media doesn't want to cover me positively. You know, Graydon Carter is a sissy and their parties are bullshit. And it's like, yeah, it's like, dude, what's that to you? Like, what kind of impact does that have on your fucking life? Why are you cheering that on? It's so stupid.
And then we all go home and applaud ourselves for our courage.
Anyway.